Why should I let that go? Let that happiness and joy inside of me go. We can't be allowing outside influences to dictate the way we're gonna live our lives. No, not happening. Hey everyone, it's Emily here, back for another video, and today's topic is gonna be about my spiritual resolutions for the new year. But before we get into the video, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and also click on the bell so you never miss an upload. So the first thing that I really want to work on and prioritize in this new year is humility. It's just something we all need to have in our lives. Pride can just come out in so many different ways, and even when we don't expect it to. When I look back and think about the times when I've chosen to practice humility, when instead I could have been rough and aggressive or talk in a rude manner, I just kept quiet or chose to walk away. And those were the most radical times for me. I remember one time an authority figure told me to do something and they said it very rudely. They were like, go do this, and they had a serious face. They were talking with an attitude, and it just wasn't necessary. They didn't need to do all of that. Once that happened, I could have responded one of two ways. I could have been like, don't talk to me like that, and like talk back, yell at them, or I could choose to not do that. And that's what I chose to do in this particular situation. And so I said, okay. And I said it in a very submissive way. I was like, okay. And I walked away. When I did that, it was at that moment that person realized their actions. They realized that they didn't need to speak in that manner. That person came to me a few minutes later and was like, hey, I just wanted to apologize for the way I talked to you earlier, and that wasn't right for me to do, something along those lines, and we moved on from that. It's just something that I really want to practice in my life because it's something that's so powerful. I just want to read a verse that talks about this. It's Luke 14 verse 11, and it says, "For whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted." And this is just what it is. Humbling yourself exalts you. You may not think that, oh, humility, like, no, why would I lower myself? It's powerful. I don't need to try and argue. I don't need to reciprocate the energy that's being given to me. I can choose to be the bigger person in the situation and not allow things to escalate because they don't need to. So the second thing that I definitely want to implement kind of goes with the first one about humility. It's about being loving, just having that kindness in my heart. This is a huge one and really important to do with others around us, but with family members, you're in close proximity with them. For me, it can be a little bit more of a challenge to do that because it's your family members, it's your siblings, it's everybody. So it's harder to do that with like family, at least for me personally. I feel like that is something that I definitely want to prioritize because I shouldn't just be treating others with respect and kindness, but it also goes into those who are close to me, my family members, my siblings, everybody like that. They need to be respected too. And I need to remember, respect and love should be given to all people, not just to certain individuals. The next thing I want to do as a New Year's resolution is to be a blessing in somebody's life. I don't want this year to just be, focused on me and my interests, what I want to do, doing what makes me happy. I want to just look out and look beyond that and look to the needs of others. There are people who are struggling. There are people who need help, who need someone there for them. So I want to be able to look past my own self and look at the needs of others. And it doesn't have to be something big. Small acts go a long way. Whether it be noticing somebody who's alone and talking to them, or showing them that they're noticed, that they're valuable, or even just giving food to someone who needs it. There are just so many ways that we can implement just being a blessing, just being a light in somebody's day, brightening somebody's day. We can be creative. There are countless ways to do that. There are so many people that are longing for somebody, and we can be that somebody in their lives. So a verse that goes along with this is Philippians 2 verse 4, and it says here, "Let each of you look out not only for his own interests, but also for the interests of others." It is so easy to just be focused on our own interests and occupied with the things we need to do for ourselves. Don't get me wrong, that is great, take care of yourself. But it says not only for your own interests, but also look out. Use your eyes, see. Look out for the interests of others. How can I help somebody? It's even as simple as giving a compliment, guys. You don't have to be some crazy person or anything like that. We're all capable of doing this. Okay, so the next one is something that I feel like I practice, but not really. The next one is protecting my peace. And what I mean by that is I have so many reasons to be thankful, to give praise to God, even to be alive, doing well, whatever, Why should I let that go? Let that happiness and joy inside of me go because somebody else is deciding not to be happy. And they're deciding to spread negativity around or say something that is just not necessary or say something smart, say something shady, have an attitude. All those things, if someone does that, forget the happiness. Instantly, I just turn upset, sad, whatever it may be. No. Not happening. We can't be allowing outside influences and circumstances to dictate the way we're gonna live our lives. That is my goal, to not allow those things to infiltrate my life. Guys, we have the power to respond and react in the way that we choose. You can choose to let someone ruin your day and cause you to be in a bad mood, or you can choose to block it and remember why you're happy. Remember that you're alive. Remember what the Lord is doing in your life and choose to focus on that instead of focusing on whatever someone else is throwing onto you. When Paul and Silas were thrown into jail, they could think of so many reasons or excuses to be sad, to be negative, to try and have a negative attitude, to yell, scream, kick. But they decided not to do that. Instead, they kept their joy. And they even kept going with it. They started singing praises to God. They were joyful. They were rejoicing in chains. That means that you and we are capable of retaining the joy inside of us and not letting anything take that away. All right, so those were just a few of my spiritual New Year's resolutions. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you could resonate with some of them and maybe get some ideas of what you want to work on in this new year. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe down below and comment as well. So that was it for today. I will see you all in next week's video. Bye.